Hello, dear friends, and welcome again to our live conversation on ALLATRA TV Africa. And we are happy to gather together and to see you all, and again to talk about the Creative Society, about this global unique project which was initiated by people themselves to build the society where everyone on the earth lives safely, comfortably, and prosperously. And you may find more information about the project on our website, allatraunites.com. And today we are traveling to East Africa and we will meet with our friends, with our guests from Kenya and Tanzania. And these countries are famous for their beautiful landscapes and national parks and mountains, but most importantly it is people who are friendly, who are creative, and who also want to live in a peaceful and comfortable world. So welcome everyone, and my name is Olga and my co-host is Olga too. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Olga. It's actually our important broadcast today because we are having just after tomorrow very historical and global event. As Olga said, it's a conference, what the prophets dreamed of. And thousands of people are working on the preparation of this event, checking how to connect people and also translating. And still, maybe if someone of you would like to help us with translation into Swahili of this conference, would be great, because more people in Africa will be able to get to know about this unique initiative. And we are so proud to have our guests with us today. As Olga said, we have people from Tanzania and from Kenya. And let me also mention to you that our guest Vamyo, who was with us already in the Telebridge last week, already invited her friend Godi. So she already could continue that 6 degrees of connection, like really implementing this into practice. So thanks to her, we can continue this 6 degrees of connection. So we just would like to say that it's super easy. Just take your phone and make a call to your friend and invite them to this 6 degrees of connection, and you will be online. So here it is. And let us ask now our guest what makes them proud of their countries. So who would like to start? Vamyo, maybe you, since you was already with us before, or other people.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Thank you so much for having me here once again. And I'm from Kenya. My name is Ande Omoyo from Kenya. I'm an IT specialist. And I love my country. Every now and then I keep saying that our country is always the best ahead. In Africa, in East Africa, we have around 44 different tribes that we are able to coexist. We're able to coexist as a family. We are able to have peace. As much as we have different languages, we are able to communicate. We are able to share ideas. The government itself has given us a platform where we can be able to explore even our own talents. And that's one thing that I do love over our country. Something else is about the food. We have different types of food with different languages, with different tribes. We have different types of food that people do enjoy in our country. Common one is ugali, which is a Swahili name, and it's more of corn flour, and people enjoy it with the fish. And due to our weather, we have different type of animals, and the weather itself has made it possible to have good meat. People call it nyama choma. And once you visit Africa and Kenya, you're going to enjoy that as well. So something else about our country is we are... There's someone who's on the...
Who's there?
Something else I do love about our country is the technology, something that I shared last time we had this conversation. And with the infrastructure that we are having, with the tech hubs that we are having, the fast internet that we are having, with the fast internet that we have in our country, we are able to connect with the world. Right now, I'm able to talk to people who are in Russia. Our internet has made it possible for that to happen. We have good internet. The government is trying as much as possible to move now from 4G to 5G, where the world is now moving. We are able to move with the world. And that is one thing that I love in Kenya. We are never left out with news. We are never left out with any communication, any technology. We are given platforms to create, and they ensure that we are happy about everything, any opportunity that we have. It might sound a little bit not okay for maybe some of them, but there are opportunities. We have so many opportunities in our country, and I believe it's up to us as youth, as older people, to grab them and be able to interact with them and create a platform where everyone can be able to explore their own talents. So that's what I love about their own talents. So that's what I love about Kenya. And I'll give my friend Godfrey to share more of what he knows about Kenya. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm sorry, it was maybe Godfrey trying to speak, so please welcome.
Maybe you can introduce yourself. Good, maybe you can introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Yeah, my name is Godfrey Ngugi. I come from Kenya, residing in Mombasa. I am a clinical officer by profession. As I was saying, it is equivalent to medical assistant. Now, one thing that I love about our country, Kenya, to add on what Wamuya just said, is the diversity of our traditions. As she said, we have different tribes in our country, more than 42 tribes, and we coexist harmoniously. And we tend to interchange the various traditions. And she just said about the staple food that is the corn meal, by the ugali and nyama choma. And she forgot to mention there's that one staple food that we always love, naitwa kuku. Whereby when you go to the western part of our country, we have the chicken. And when you come to the coast area, we have the Swahili dishes. We have the biryani. We have biryani is rice, whereby it is specially cooked and prepared. We also have the seafood in coast region, whereby if you cannot have a meal with seafood, not having a meal. I just love about our country. But the other thing that I love about our country, as you know, it is the only country in the world, if I'm not wrong, I stand to be corrected, with a national park in the city. That is the Nairobi National Park. It is a one wonderful place to be. I want to welcome you when you come to this side, visit Nairobi National Park. It is one place that you'll enjoy. And apart from that, we have various national parks whereby we have the wildebeest migration around Masai Mara. It is one of the 8 wonders of the world. The wildebeest migration, they move from Kenyan side to the Tanzanian side. We have that heritage, the national heritage, that is the Masai Mara National Park. Apart from the national parks, we said about the cultures, the different cultures. We have the famous Thompson's Falls in Nyahururu. You see, and see this place, the famous Thompson's Falls, it is just a majestic, it's a wonderful place to visit. Apart from now the national heritage, that is the national parks, the cultures, and also the dishes. Kenyan people are so hospitable. we're so welcoming to our guests. And you know, if you go somewhere whereby you are being welcomed, you will feel like coming again and again and again and again. I believe it is well known that Kenyans is a very hospitable country. I also want to add on what Wamoyo said on matters to do with technology. We've seen technology advances in the medical fraternity. I work in a hospital setup, and we've made advances. There are some cases that were being done outside the country, but I thank God through His Excellency the President, Uhuru Kenyatta, He's enabled technology to be used in the medical fraternity. And that is a plus for us. As she said, we're moving to 5G, whereby globally we are all moving towards 5G. That means connectivity is very essential. There are some cases whereby people, our medics, our surgeons, they do teleconferencing. They can link with the rest of the world when it comes to managing our cases. So that's one thing that I'm very proud, being a medic on that note. I want Kenya, the climate of Kenya is very conducive. And that's why we always welcome our visitors from abroad. You can come and have a wonderful time. The climate here, the temperatures, the weather is very conducive for all of us. I think there's a lot that we can talk about Kenya, and because of time, let me give some other person time to talk. Thank you.
Certainly. And by the way, good, you can also continue the 6 degrees of connection and invite more friends, and we can make a separate round table dedicated to Kenya, because what you mentioned about the technology that allows us to make this kind of conversations, it's super important. Why? Because it brings us closer and closer with every broadcast, and brings us closer to the creative society that everybody has dreamt of, because the last foundation, the 8 foundations for the creative society that you can read on ALLATRAunites.com, is talking about self-governing society. And of course, it's possible to do with this internet 5G technology, because we can really implement this with these achievements and technological developments that we have now. We will come back to this issue later on. Let us now ask Emmanuel, because he is from Tanzania. He is not from Kenya. Let us give the floor to our Tanzanian friend and ask what makes him proud of being Tanzanian.
Hello and welcome. Mm-hmm.
My name is Emmanuel Mkulu. I'm from Tanzania country. Obviously, my country is a beautiful country, and it is a very attractive country. Why I say that it's a very beautiful and attractive country? Because within a country, we have a lot of things which can help everyone to enjoy it. One of the things which can help to attract most of them to enjoy within a country is like a mountain. We have a good mountain, like as a Kilimanjaro mountains. We have long rivers. But may I ask something for you all?
Yes, of course.
Hello?
Yes, please, you can ask. Mm-hmm.
I need someone to translate it. Can I speak Swahili and someone to translate it to English language?
Oh, certainly not me. Olga, Wamoyo, Godfrey, you know Swahili, I guess.
Someone Dixon, think we are together. He knows very well to speak Swahili.
Yeah, I know.
So Dixon, maybe you feel like helping a little bit to Emmanuel and just translate what he would like to share with us, if you can help a little bit, Dixon.
And to our friends, Dixon is our friend whom we cannot see on video, but we hear his voice. So
yeah, thank you. Mr. Emmanuel, you can proceed. I'm here to assist you.
Okay, so nashukuru sana. kama unajua sipo vizuri sana kwenye kuongea Kiingereza. Sasa nataka niende moja kwa moja kwenye kitu ambacho kipo tunakijadili kwa sasa. Tanzania ni nchi nzuri, ni nchi ambayo ina vivutio vingi sana.
Yeah, he's saying Tanzania is a beautiful country with a lot of touristic attractions.
And maybe you can ask him what makes him proud, like particularly proud, like what lies in his heart regarding Tanzania.
Mr. Emmanuel.
Okay.
Mr. Emmanuel, wanauliza kwamba unajivunia nini? Unanipata vizuri?
Nakupata vizuri.
Unajivunia nini kuhusiana na nchi yako? Nini kinakufanya ujivunie nchi yako ya Tanzania?
Cha kwanza ambacho kinanifanya nijivunie nchi yangu ya Tanzania, kikubwa kwanza ni utaifa wangu kwanza. Ninavyozungumzia utaifa, kikubwa ambacho kinabeba alama ya taifa langu, Swahili. Kama mnavyojua, Kiswahili ndio lugha pekee ambayo ndio lugha mama ya taifa la Tanzania. Na siku si nyingi inaenda kuwa ni lugha ya kimataifa.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, he's saying like that he's proud of his country because he's among of the patriotic citizens who are living in Tanzania, enjoying speaking Swahili language, which is a mother language or the first language for Tanzania. Okay, Mr. Emmanuel, unaweza kaendelea.
Okay.
Hello?
So we again came back to the question of that high necessity to translate ALLATRAunites.com website and 8 foundations for the creative society into the Swahili language. I just would like to remind you that already people from different African countries already consolidated and started translation. So it's almost ready. So what we need is just to make the proofreading of the translation that has already been done. That's why all your friends who will hear us now and who also are our now guests today, it would be great if you will make a tiny effort just to finish the translation to be able to publish this. And you can see it yourself, how much all of us are struggling to be able to explain about creative society and how much Swahili language is needed. And let us give the chance to a person who didn't speak before. His name is Deus. Deus, if you can hear us now, can you please introduce yourself and tell us what makes you proud of your country?
Yes, my name is Deus Bigi from Mwanza, Tanzania. Yes, do you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Mm-hmm.
Yes, I'm very proud to be Tanzanian because it's one of the countries that has a lot of tribes, and these tribes live together peacefully. This is because of the language that is Swahili language, as one of the culture that identifies Tanzania. And tribes, more than 30 tribes in Tanzania. And usually every tribe has its own norms, its own traditions, its own customs. But because we share views, there are some places that the culture is different. The language, the culture of language, that we use the same language, the same language. This is the one that connects us together. And so I'm proud because country is obviously from this language. Because if it be the person of this language, I think we could be separated. Because of it, we work together. So I'm very proud to live in Tanzania, the country which has got this language, the Swahili language, as a culture. That's the third point.
Okay, it was nice to hear this opinion. And let us now move to our second part, that is about creative society. And I think Vamyo also had a very big experience in going through our website, because we are having her for the second time with us. And let us ask our technical support team to show us 8 foundations for the creative society, and just remind you that we are playing it because this is the opinion of people that was collected during that thousands of interviews that were conducted by volunteers of ALLATRA International Public Movement worldwide. And that's why it's an honor for us again and again to show it to you, because the opinion of people are very important to come to the second stage, because now we are informational stage and our project has 3 stages. That's why we just would like to watch them again, and our technical support team, please show them to us, and after this we will discuss.
Thank you very much for the video. And yes, dear guests, I hope you also, maybe it was like a quick video, so I hope you checked the article on the foundations and stages of building the creative society. And our guests can also check the article and like explore more information and join the project on the website ALLATRAunites.com. And so please, if someone would like to share, how do you see when the implementations of these foundations can transform our lives? Like, how do you see it in your own life? Maybe in the sphere where you work or perform, how it would change our life, how it will change our life when it is implemented. So, who would like to start? Maybe Godfrey, because, or Emmanuel is talking. Okay, let him talk first. Emmanuel, you wanted to start or not? Yes, Emmanuel, if you wanted to share, because I was, or one you wanted to tell something, but you were muted. So please go ahead. Mm-hmm.
Sorry. So let me just create a platform for everyone to join in, and with the eight foundations of creative society, I believe they are supposed to be One, the first foundation is human life, where we talk of humans being given the opportunity to live, humans having an opportunity to express how they feel, express even being valuable. Let the human life be valued in each and every aspect, whether it's in terms of food, whether it's in terms of security. Creative society has that platform where everyone need is met. And I'm going to link it with the sixth foundation, which is about development of personality. Most of the times we forget that as much as we are living, we need to develop characters, we need to develop even talents. And all these has been accompanied with educating. And this comes from the child. This comes from the child level, kindergarten, and even the nursery, which we call it here in Kenya. And if we are able to nurture these small characters and talents from the lower level and give access to each and every child, education, equal education. I thank my government because they introduced this back in 2000 and I believe in 2000 and since 2005, if I'm not wrong, when we had the third president, and they really pushed for the free education system, where from the lower primary to up to the secondary level, you only pay a small tuition fee, which even the lowest level of families that poor, they can be able to access school. And this is something that human life, any creative society would like each and every child to access these schools, whether it's in terms of gender. That is one thing that our country does not choose. When it comes to whether it's a boy or a girl, everyone must attend school. And I believe this foundation, if it is well implemented in each and every African country, then we are able to educate the generation that is ahead of us. The generation that is behind us will be able to create a better platform for the generation that is going to come, the generation that is going to lead. And with that, we are able to nurture talents at a very, very young stage. So value human life and valuing the education, we create a society that cannot be shaken. Once you educate a small child, you educate another child and another one, then that's an entire village, that's an entire society. If this one is talented in medicine, if this one is talented in IT, then with that we come together and create a beautiful country, create a beautiful platform, create a society that even in terms of corona, we would have all these issues dealt with if we had such a platform, if we had this society able to move these young generations. So equal education and not choosing the gender. Everyone, whether it's a boy, girl, or any gender orientation, everyone must access school and everyone must be educated. So I believe our country has already done that and we've already moved ahead of that. And before I forget, there's one thing that we had an issue back then, and I believe even with other organization has brought in, it's about the sanitary towels. Those are things that are never spoken about in most platforms. And educating young girls, where you hear stories of young ladies, young girls not able to access school because of lack of sanitary towels. That is something that our government has really worked hard to ensure that no child is left at home because they cannot go. No child is left at home because they have their menstruation period and because they don't have the sanitary towels. So with that, we are able to give equal opportunity to both girls and boys. So that is something that I believe creative society can be able to implement and even come together and include even the the administration, the governments in different countries.
Thank you so much. It was so great and touching to hear you, because talking even about such small issues, it is really so important, because we cannot imagine in a modern civilized society people like women not having access to some basic things that can help them to go to studies, go to work. So how can you talk about equality if you do not have access to all of these things? And when we are talking about the foundations of the creative society, we are talking about them as a whole complex, because all the themes that you touched upon, we are talking about self-governing society, the society where people are taking responsibility and making decisions via electoral platform, online platform. And then we as people choose how to allocate our resources. We have transparency of information, so we know how all of our funds have been spent, and we will have no one to blame. There will be no government to blame upon, and also about safety, because having all of the basic necessities for life, it is safety. You cannot feel safe if you do not have some basics like shelter, food, and like sanitary things. And so yes, for sure, like the foundations and the project of the creative society, it is really for everyone, and it is something that we all really need, not only like in your country but across the world. And maybe someone else would like to share. Godfrey? Or
Hi.
oh yeah, because you were muted.
Yeah, thank you once again for giving me this chance to talk and share what I feel, and maybe that can bring change. Now, I work in a facility. Okay, I work with the Ministry of Health as a medical practitioner, and I work in a very sensitive docket, whereby I advocate for a gender-based violence-free society. And as I've seen with the foundations, you see, a human life is very paramount, and human life, as from the foundation, as from the what we have, is supposed to be respected, and is also expected to be taken with the highest value possible. And most of the time is when we tend not to hold the values. And with this, with regards to the freedom, you see, some of the time there's no freedom of association, there's no freedom of speech. But I'm glad with this kind of forum, we can advocate for the freedom of association, for the freedom of speech, for the freedom of having the human life, okay, to attain the highest standards of human life. And one thing that I would like to talk about is about agenda number 6, the justice and equality. As I said, I work in ensuring and advocating for a free society of gender-based violence. Our young girls, sisters, or mothers, even our brothers and sons, they're being sodomized, they're being raped up there. And my colleague, as she just said, Moyo, we live in a society whereby there's some basic needs that they're not available. And especially when it comes to the menstrual issues, some of the girls, they tend to lose their dignity. How are they losing their dignity? They're being lured into these behaviors, and at the same time, they find themselves being defiled. Why? Because they lack that basic need, that is the sanitary towel. I believe having this platform, we're going to champion and try to be vocal in ensuring that we have an equal and a justice society. And apart from that, we've also seen about the development of personality. One thing that I believe, developing a personality, it really needs a lot, and it is a multi-sectoral. It needs a multi-sectoral approach in developing a personality for someone. And once a person is the personality of a person is well developed, we will be having issues with self-governance. The person will be able to make correct judgment, to make judgments with regards to the betterment of the society. And I'm very eager and I'm very happy and excited to be part of this discussion, whereby we're going to find ways on how we're going to make our world a better place. And there's an aspect of transparency and openness of information for all. Many of the times before, now that is sometimes back, whereby governments worldwide, some of the governments, they've been gagging people, they've been gagging the media, they've been gagging the people not to speak of the vices, of the ills in their society that maybe the government is doing. But I'm glad in our country there's freedom of speech, whereby we air our grievances, we air what we feel is best for us as a country. And with this, I want to challenge our youths out there. We need to use that freedom of speech, that freedom of speaking out, of airing what we feel. Let us use it positively. Let us challenge and try to bring solutions instead of pointing issues that maybe we feel they're not right. But if we try to bring solutions to the various issues affecting us, let us have that aspect of trying to be creative, as the terms, the creative society. Let us be creative in very many ways in making life easier. Okay, I've engaged the youth in my area, and one thing that I've come to realize, if the youths are engaged positively, whereby they are open, and the issues of transparency. You see, as our Moyo said, we need to train our youths just from when they are growing, to be open, to be transparent. And you see, if we have that kind of tradition whereby we're preaching the best values, we're impacting the best values to our kids, we're going to have a better society. And whatever we are aiming at, the society will be a better place for us. Those are my 2 cents, though. Thank you.
Good. I think that you now basically voiced how we call it in the Russian language, the truth of life. Because there are so many difficult issues that every country is, struggling with. And what you mentioned, like youth, it's actually our responsibility to do all what is in our hands right now, not to lose our youth, because we can lose them at any time if we allow the situation, how it is, without changing this, at least without making an effort to change. Because it's very, how you say it, it's very hurting, to hear what you have just said, but at the same time, it gives us a hope to the change. Because we now have ALLATRA international platform, and we know this platform is unique. For example, I don't know any platform of such a kind where we can really get together, voice the truth, and search for solutions. And again, I would like to remind you, the 20th of March, just after tomorrow, we are having our grand conference, Creative Society, What the Prophets Dreamed of, that I would like everyone to watch the conference. And let us now ask also Emmanuel, what is Creative Society for you? Emmanuel, if you can hear us now, because it seems to be that that you can't. Because actually these problems that we are having now with the connection, with the not stable internet, everything, I mean, is so easy to solve. And what Vamyu just told us, that when the government is work together with the people, I mean, it's very easy to implement decisions that are helpful to people. And I just also would like to say that the last week we had a round table dedicated to journalism, where we also ask this question: how we can spread as fast as we can this global initiative about creative society. And all of us agreed that this division between developed countries and developing countries, between LSD, least developed countries, that we can hear thousands of articles, that we can hear news, will be eliminated once we have creative society. Because especially for people from Africa, it's very easy to join this initiative, because in one mainstream, you guys are actually solving these kind of problems and life necessities that are still not covered in your countries. And it's so important not to be silent, especially in this unique time where we are living, to create and to continue these opportunities for the upcoming generations. And now we see that Emmanuel has got connected to us. So Emmanuel, if we may ask you your opinion, how do you see creative society, that's progressive community of the 21st century? What is it for you?
I guess Emmanuel again disappeared. Maybe we'll have a chance to hear from him later. Maybe Deus is with us because I see you're like online, but we can only hear you. If you would like to mention something to share with us.
Okay, very much. Mm-hmm. Yes, thank you very much for this opportunity. Yes, do you hear me? Mm-hmm. I want to contribute a little on human freedom that the East African countries, especially in Tanzania and Kenya, usually we share the same culture and customs. But there are some culture that are but they have got the negative aspects to human. And as we know, culture is a total way of life. In which a particular society lives. So there are certain culture in the society which is not usually good. For example, I'm going to speak of this part of human freedom, that every people are free and are equal. But there are some cultures, there are some traditions in East Africa, especially here in Tanzania, where this tradition, it looks like has negative effects to the people, because if you remove this, the tangible one, that's the material culture, the physical and art, that is, we say the houses and whatever. There are these intellectual cultures that, or this the non-tangible. This usually beliefs and the language. So here, a culture. We try to especially parents and women. Example, there is the female we usually try people who are not therefore they remove this tools the value the value and the community through the price they pay, they mislead these girls. They get married because the men take them as the code that they bought, that they I bought maybe the girl.
This, we apologize very much. We have to interrupt you. Why? Because it seems to be that you are saying some important things, but you are breaking up. So it means we can hear the beginning of the sentence and we cannot hear the end of the sentence. So would it be possible for you, maybe if we can invite you for the next week in our upcoming sessions, if you can join any country that's going to be next week, Cameroon and other countries as well, to give us your opinion, because it's valuable and we simply cannot hear you.
Yeah, it's such a pity because it...
Maybe you can find a connecting point. Maybe you can go to the lobby of any hotel. Maybe your friend has a Wi-Fi, because this is how creative society works. Some people, sharing their Wi-Fis. Some people are printing just on a piece of paper the 8 foundations of the creative society and just delivered it on the streets to people who do not have a chance to connect to us online. So everyone is doing different things to make it happen. So I'm sure that around you there are some people who have internet, because now I don't know how to get to understand.
I think that internet is the internet in the beginning of my internet was fair to connect. Let me. I have many
So sorry, Deus. We are really so sorry. Yeah, we really would like to hear from you again, but really we don't understand you now. Like we understand that this is the internet connection. There are some issues, but
at the same time, we so much appreciate from our deep hearts that you still made tremendous efforts to connect, because we see it, that people really want change. What is happening now, we really can see it, and we are witnessing very unique things that are happening just in front of our eyes, that people want change, because unless they didn't want to have creative society, they had never been, trying to connect to us, even by way that you are trying to do now. So we totally appreciate it, and I'm sure that creative society is on the way. Just we need a little bit of efforts together. Once again, only together we can solve these issues once and for all, because I will not even enumerate the problems we have in Russia. It doesn't make any sense. Even Olga from Ukraine can also confirm. It can take you hours and hours to enumerate the things she wants to improve in her country. But we are not gathered here to discuss the problems. We gathered here to discuss solutions. So if you, because now we are coming to the end of our telebridge, if Godi, thanks God, he's now with us, and Vamyo, thanks God, she's now with us still, would like to say some last words about your opinion of this progressive community of the 21st century that all of us can build, or we are fine.
Okay. So, thank you to the 2 gentlemen who joined us from Tanzania, and also my heartfelt condolences. They lost their president last evening. So my deepest condolences to everyone in Tanzania and family and friends. Mm-hmm. So as earlier, he had mentioned that we Kenyans and Tanzania do share similar. Kenyans and Tanzania do share similar cultures, and as he had talked earlier, he had mentioned about human freedom, where everyone has the freedom to, to choose what they want, to choose. Everyone is born free, but if we don't have a community or even a society that allows people to air their own issues, then there's that lack of freedom that everyone would desire to have. So I'm going to go to human safety, and one of the main things that I'm going to point out is about the scientific, industrial, and technology activities. Right now, we are not able to connect well with the Tanzanian friends because of the internet issues that they might be having. I've visited there before, And if we can come together as a community, whether it's in East Africa, whether it's in Africa, then we are able to create a hub or even a platform where everyone can access, everyone can use all these technology, this scientific knowledge that we have, so as it can improve the human life. So with all that mentioned, whether it's scientific, whether it's technological, or whether it's industrial in terms of hand skills, whatever knowledge that someone has, or even the talent and the gifts they've been given, then we are able to come together as a society to create a better platform for each and everyone. Whether you come from Russia and you want to visit East Africa, you won't have issues with internet. Whether you come from US or any Europe, West, East, it doesn't matter. We all have that one platform where each country has freedom. It's enjoying the technology, it's enjoying the scientific improvements that we have, the skill work that maybe young men have been able to gain. So all this is able to improve our life. And this goes ahead to the economic stability of each and every country. And that is more of human safety. If we already have a good society, if we already have a society that has good technology, good scientific platforms and industrial, then we have an economy that is stable. The economy is stable where people don't lack food. There's no inflation of prices, whether right now in our country, Kenya, we already know that there is inflation of fuel, gas. But if we had a platform, if we are able to use our knowledge and pay all the debts that we have, borrowed from outside the country, then we won't be having such issues of inflation of items, goods, and everyone can access food. Everyone can access, security. So those are things that I believe our country and each and every person from wherever you are, we need to check on these points: human safety, and even how are we going to improve the next person. Last time I shared a very good example. If you sweep outside your door, then your neighbor does the same and everyone does the same, then you have a clean environment. They won't be talking about climate and global warming. Right now we'll be talking about how can we be able to, what's the next crop that we are going to plant? What is the next type of food? And it's clean food and hygiene, clean waters. And if we are able to conserve all these things that we have around us, then we are able to assure that there is safety. Human life is not endangered. Human life is at peace. And with that, each and every day you are happy, each and every day you are peaceful. So that's my view on human safety. And I believe that's one thing that can be implemented in the creative society. All those foundations matter. So I'm going to leave it to Godfrey to share his points and his thoughts. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So really beautiful points, because so through having human safety, safety of every human's life implemented, we can be really already live happier. And isn't human safety something that we can implement already today? Isn't something that we should be waiting for to implement? It is something that we can start doing already today. And Godfrey, as a medical worker, maybe knows for sure how important it is. And maybe if you'd like to mention something to us also, Godfrey.
Hello. Am I heard?
Yeah, we can hear you very well. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thank you so much. I want to echo what the previous contributors have just said. And once again, we send our condolences to the people of the Republic of Tanzania for the loss of their president. May his soul rest in peace. Now, we are all endeavoring to make human life comfortable. And one thing that I've gone through the foundation, it's all about making human life favorable and comfortable. Now, if we adhere to our goals in serving humanity, the purpose of us living, I believe the foundations, the 8 foundations, will enable us to achieve the highest standards of life. And being a medica, we need to embrace the technology. We are heading in that line whereby technological advances worldwide, globally, they tend to bring better results. And in that regard, human life, as I said, is made good, is made comfortable. By the use of technology, we talk about human safety. We can use technology to monitor and make the place whereby we live to be more safe. And how are we going to use technology? We can use technology to monitor, whereby you can use drones. There's aspect of using drones. Our technology is moving at a very high speed. The ways of yesterday are not the ways of today, and the ways of today will not be the ways of tomorrow. And so, by the use of technology, we can make the aspect of security. And you see, once security is assured, human safety is assured, right? Aspect of freedom, the human freedom, we can advocate. You see, technology can bring about very many changes. Right now, we are using technology. I can feel myself in Russia, though I don't know how to speak Russia. How do I say hi in Russia?
You say it привет.
Привет.
Да, привет, привет из России. It means from Russia.
Привет from Russia. You see, we're using technology to converse. I'm in Mombasa, in Kenya, and you're far away. But technology has made us able to converse. And you see, there's this aspect of human freedom, conversation. If we use technology the right way, as we are using it right now, the human freedom aspect will come into fruition, right? And there's also aspect of I always talk about justice and equality, because that's what I've been championing for, whereby we need to have a very just society, a just society, and equality, regardless of the race that you are in, regardless of the tribe, regardless of the gender, and regardless with any other political affiliation or religion affiliation. We will need to have an equal society. And you see, when we have an equal environment whereby I will be able to offer my services with free or with a lot of ease, and I'll give my best, right? And there's this aspect of creative ideology. Actually, everything about the foundation, the 8 foundations, they tend to intertwine amongst themselves, whereby each foundation, it tends to build on the other. So about the creative ideology, how I feel, if we implement what we're trying to bring on board, the aspect whereby, you see, most of the time we talk about the youth are the leaders of tomorrow. I beg to differ with that quote. The youth are the leaders of today. We need to be creative in various ways. There are ways that we can create using our ideas. Using technology, we can create ways of harnessing rainwater so that we can be able to use for food production. In the urban areas, you can create ways of having better and good ways of having food production. There's also aspect of employment opportunities. It is through creation whereby you can create an idea. You can have an idea whereby through this idea, you can create and be magnified. When we share our ideas, different ideas, we can be able to create employment opportunities. And with that aspect, human life is being nurtured, human safety. You see, an employed youth, he will not venture into illegal or harmful practices like robbery. So human life is nurtured, human safety is guaranteed. And also, human freedom will be guaranteed. Okay? So I'm seeing a brighter and a very positive future for all of us if we continue, if we engage, and if we do advocacy on these issues that we're trying to talk about. If we champion for all the 8 foundations, they'll be able to create a very robust society, especially the youth. And I believe using the 8 advocacy, as we talk about the SDGs, they tend to lie in line with the SDGs. You see, it's a sort of a summary of the SDGs, the Sustainable Development Goals, that globally that we're using them in every country. So I want to say thank you for this for having thought of such a foundation, so that if we implement all this, if we advocate all this, I believe our society is going to be a very good society, a super society.
Thank you very much. And just wanted to mention about the Sustainable Development Goals that you mentioned, and of course they are like really good goals, but with the Creative Society project we are stepping a much huger step even forward after the sustainable development, because I don't want to diminish the role of sustainable development, but what is sustainability? It is trying to consume today so that our predecessors can consume tomorrow, and Creative Society is creating such conditions that we are moving away from this consumerist attitude. We are just because sustainability is, we are trying to consume, but consume maybe a bit less, and maybe it will be enough for our children to survive, maybe to live a bit better. And with the Creative Society, we just want to move away to change the format of relationships so that we can create, and we can, with our resources, with our human potential, with the natural resources, we can create so much more than just consuming a bit lesser. So that was what I wanted to comment. And thank you so much for the thoughts, for your consideration, for your views, and it's really so valuable. And I just wanted to ask Emmanuel if he's with us, because he's continues to appear, but he's I do not see his video. And if not, if Emmanuel doesn't want to join us. Okay, if you're hearing us, Emmanuel, thank also for joining us today.
I think he really wants to join us. The problem is exactly with his connection. And I totally agree with the opinion of everyone of today's roundtable that we cannot continue anymore at this level of survival. We cannot struggle to have our ends meet, and we are a progressive civilization. And I don't know if any one of you had the chance to watch these inspiring programs with Igor Mikhailovich Danilov, where he is giving, so easy and understandable example how many good things, and even we cannot even imagine progressive opportunities we can achieve together, even to fly to another planet and to even explore other galaxies and even solve the problems of a 2 days world that we are having now on this planet Earth. And I would like to invite you to watch these programs that are always available on our website, ALLATRA TV.
Yes, and so thanks to everyone. Thanks for joining and for sharing your views, and we'll be really happy to see you again. And to all of our viewers, we also encourage you to visit our website, ALLATRAunites.com. Now you'll see like the demonstration of the website, and on this website we have a red button, join us, and clicking on this button you can you'll see a short form. You can just leave your information, or you can, if you would like to support the project and continue spreading it, you can participate in any way that you'd like. And when more than 50% of each country's population joins the project, and we see that the creative society is truly supported, we can move on to the next stage, which will be the political stage. And it will mean that we, people, will we'll use the political instrument, we'll force our politicians to implement this agenda, implement the 8 foundations of creative society in the constitutions of every country. And it will be our like practical step moving forward. And also I would like to invite anyone who can, our African friends who know Swahili, to join the project on translating the foundations and stages of the creative society, because our movement is 1% volunteer, and that's why we only invite people who are already inspired by the project and motivated to contribute to it. So we are really welcome. You can find our email below this video. Yes, and
also we maybe can ask our technical support team to show us a trailer about this global conference that we are proud to be part of it. And this very exciting and this super interesting event will take place 20th of March, just after tomorrow.
And thanks to everyone, and see you again in ALLATRA TV Africa.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I'm looking forward for the great event.
Unprecedented event of present history. Initiative that comes from people around the world. Main project of humanity. People stopped being silent about urgent issues of our society. How it all started. May 2019, International Online Conference, Society, The Last Chance. 140 countries of the world, hundreds of thousands of people online, hundreds of broadcast platforms, translated into 7 languages simultaneously. If we all want to live in peace, why do we have a world of violence and destruction? It is up to us to build a different world. How can we do it? December 2020, Creative Society, United We Can. 180 countries of the world, millions of people online, thousands of streaming platforms, 35 languages simultaneously translated. People have voiced today's reality and what they truly desire. And it is the Creative Society. All cultures have an image of the ideal world people want to live in. A world that prophets talked about. The time has come when we can make it real. How will we use this chance? Let's meet March 20, 2021, 3 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time and 10 a.m. Eastern Time. International online event of global scale. Creative Society, what the prophets dreamed of. This is the day the world will unite to find out the truth. Join the entire humanity and spread the message.